Go to the next question. Repeat the question.
So it's said that truth is indescribable, yet in many places whenever uh, any pointer to the ultimate truth is given, usually some pointers like there is no birth, there is no death, there is nothing ever truly happens. Such statements are provided. So how then? What is right? So
Okay.
how should one understand such statements?
All those don't make complicated words. Okay.
Mm.
So I'll say this is an apple. This is an apple. It's an object. I can describe an object by name and form. You will understand. Is it clear?
Yes, yes.
Because there is name and form is there. Okay. But if I say you are the truth, how will you identify truth? Consciousness is the truth. Consciousness, no name and no form. But consciousness can be indirectly described through some words. So there's nothing is one way of description. Okay, everything arises from that and goes back to that. Is it is indescribable. Is another description. So I would say simple way of telling the truth, Nikhil, is I'll point to you and say you are the truth. I'll say. Did you understand that? Then you start confusing with the body and mind because always our mind is looking for an object, name and form. But what empowers the name and form is consciousness. Consciousness is formless. Consciousness is not an object. So consciousness only can be pointed through indirect words. It can be pointed, but nobody can catch hold of it because it's not an object. It is indescribable because objects are describable. You can have a name and form. But consciousness doesn't have a name and form. That's why it is indescribable. But does it mean it doesn't exist? It exists because you are aware. You exist. Nikhil?
Yes, Prabhuji, I'm hearing.
So, see, you can always all descriptions and pointings, describable description, all these things, name and form, you can do that, right? Object. But what is there in consciousness? It is the source of all objects. It is a substratum of all objects. There's no name and form which can describe it. Right? You can only point. So what you can say, all name and form appear from there, dissolve into that. You can say you are consciousness, you can say, you are Brahman, you can say, but you cannot find it as an object. Right? So nothing happens there because water appears as a wave and disappears, but nothing happens to water. Anything happens to water when water appears as wave and bubble and foam?
No, nothing happens.
Similarly, consciousness appears as a body, mind, and the world, but nothing happens to it. So nothing happens there in consciousness. But because of presence of consciousness, something happens. Right? So these are the words, these are the pointers to consciousness. That's all. Does it answer your question?
Yes, it answers my question. So, and your explanation on like whatever emphasis you have given previously on subconscious, like it's not just conscious mind that one has to change. So that has also helped me a lot to understand why, even though one keeps reading Advaita for a long time, they see that inside them, they still see a lot of conflicts with what they read and what they really experience. This brings me to another question. Shall I ask that question?
So we should make a separate question or the same question, continuation?
A separate question.
Separate question.